Yo, we are back. Another episode of Cut the Chat. We are in the barbershop and we have got another special guest. How is everyone, first of all?
Nice, man. It's been a long week, man.
I like your glasses.
Thank you very much.
I like the drip still.
There's a little something. Just changing it up, innit? Bad bees back in the place. Yeah. It's nice. It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure when I link up with my brothers, man. You know what I mean? So we're here. We're there.
I like it's mad. Like the knees.
That was a great intro.
No, but the knees are out still, man.
I'm just a rock star. I'm a rock star, man. That's what I'm doing. I'm just the two-part t-shirt, the dead jeans. You know how it go, man.
I wore ripped jeans the other day and I forgot that you have to cream your legs before you do that.
My thing is dry.
No, your ones are fine. But mine was like, I saw mine was great.
Well, you said it was ashy.
I forgot. I looked down. I was like, oh shit, you're supposed to cream your legs first.
Is ripped jeans a thing anymore, though?
I know, I'm old, bro, so maybe.
Look at Damon's wearing slim fit now. I'm wearing the baggy thing. He's wearing the slim fit.
Baggies are back though, innit?
Baggies are back. That's what I'm saying. Now
Okay,
he's in trend. He's in trend. That one leg up, again.
No, but the youngsters are wearing the baggy trousers that are like
the parachute bottoms.
Yeah.
That's what I'm rocking every day. That's daily.
That's your thing.
Oversized. Look at this t-shirt. That fit you. Men's large. Look how big it is. It's like a duvet.
Do you know how you know when your t-shirt's too big? Basically, you see that line here?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be your shoulder.
Exactly. Look, and look where mine is. Down there. See?
Did you know that?
Yes.
Oh, you didn't? Is that not a new thing?
No.
That's only
You
because
doing your own thing from day.
yeah, for time, my sleeve was down here.
Hey fam, Ace of Viz days, yeah.
Nah,
We need to dig out some of the pictures. Ace of Viz days,
your
yeah.
clothes was wild. Your clothes was
Oh,
wild.
t-shirt.
Yeah.
You dashed them.
Where?
They were like,
5XL, bro.
you definitely going to America to get your
No,
clothes.
you know what? There's a couple websites that you'd get them from. eBay did a lot of things for me.
Mad.
No, because you couldn't get more than like 2XL.
Is it?
Only now I can go into normal shops. We got Top Man.
What you saying?
No, joking.
Yeah.
XXS now.
Just an XL.
Medium.
Working on it. Oh,
No, but do you know what? Yeah. No, let me not go into it, bro. Man, Ace is a sly legend, you know. There's been bare phases of Ace.
Yeah.
what does that even mean?
There's been bare phases of Ace.
There has.
What does that even mean?
No, you've had like generations of Ace, yeah, because there was the Ace of Viz generation, the baggies, American, like you know, like boom,
Size
Yeah.
50 waist.
like and then
That's size 50 waist.
Joking.
can we celebrate our documentary getting nominated for the RTS, please?
Yeah. Let's celebrate that.
So like the RTS is like the Royal Television Society Awards. It's like it's like the Ivor Novello, like you know that type of award. It's like a really respected industry award, and obviously, like the documentary we made, like just to like shine a light on. There's only so much people you can shine a light on in 45 minutes because people are going at us saying like, why
I don't
they
know how
not?
though, because I think you lot, in regards to like documentaries in that vein, I've seen loads of them, and I think your one is actually the best
Why did you say that?
because I think you covered the different genres in the way that they needed to, and you highlighted the things that needed to be highlighted. Of course, there's things that you're gonna miss, but it's not like you missed the baitest of bait things. Do you know what I mean? I don't think so
definitely.
at all. I think if you didn't get the call, then I get it. It's not like. So I'm not gonna keep going back to me, but it's not like that. Do you know what I mean? I feel like you guys touched everything, and I also don't feel like it wasn't biased. You weren't saying like this was the greatest. You showed that there was hate towards Funky House. You showed that there was. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like you was neutral. I think it was really good.
Thank you.
But you know, getting the call, like a lot of people, like a lot of times, the first people to get a call is the people you have relationships with, because
It's easier.
It's easier. Like I've been left out of loads of things, maybe on purpose, maybe not. Like, but I feel like some of these things you just really can't take personal because it's just like there's so many things going on. People do forget people, and everyone can't make it. Like, because we interviewed so many people, and we was interviewing people for like 3 hours. Like we've got a mega man for like 3 hours, but he's in it for like maybe 10 to 15 minutes max. And
People get upset about that. Like, why you interviewed me for 3 hours? But you
I think maybe behind scenes a lot of people are upset because
about the length.
I don't know. I think a lot of people probably thought we were just telling their story.
Oh, okay.
Because we got in person.
Someone we asked to do it, they thought it was a podcast like this. They thought it was going to be like, because we put out pictures a lot. You see, when we do stuff, we like to we just release like little pictures. everyone thought we were doing a podcast. So it was like, they thought we were going to release one interview at a time with everyone. They didn't know it was a documentary. Do you know what I mean? Even though we were using the word documentary, but I don't know, like, I feel like, because like within our culture, like within black and working class culture, people do things a certain way. People just assume that we're going to do it that way. I don't know, like they just assume we're just trying to do a drink champs. Like, do you know what I mean? How they were interviewing all the old school duns, which is part of what we're doing, but it was always going to be like a film, like little mini documentary.
I think you two are quite like that though. You guys don't necessarily talk about what you're going to do until it's done.
No.
So I feel like if you were like, even though you said you were doing a documentary, I don't think people would have necessarily thought it was going to be that.
I think people have to trust the process. You know, I think what we was lucky with. I think everyone came out for us and represented, and they did trust us. And so I've not heard many complaints. Only mainly complaints from the people who wasn't in it. And that's expected, and you know we can't put everybody in everything. And it wasn't like we reached out to loads of people and they couldn't do it. And COVID was happening, and some people got sick and they couldn't make it. It was timing. There's so many complications in doing it as well, like trying to get the right people in. It's just one of those things.
Is it harder doing documentaries because that's based on facts? Like
It's
with a
easier.
movie, you can just make up shit.
It's easier.
Why?
Because like it's the way we do them, or the way we've done them, people tell their own stories. We don't have a narrator. We're not making assumptions. So like whatever people say is like, you know, unless it's like, you know, we've got compliance people, lawyers, to double check like things that are accusations or that could get people in trouble or whatever. So we've had to cut certain things out of like, you know, interviews that we've done. But actually, if you're telling your story,
How does that work? Sorry, so you have to show the lawyers, and then how does that?
sometimes lawyers will watch the
They watch the
episode.
content
So
and
what?
then
No,
tell
no,
you
you're
that can't
missing.
go in.
No,
The channel
you're missing
as well.
it. No, we've cut the show.
Yeah.
We will edit the show, and we have to. You run it to the channel, the commissioners. You run it to the compliance lawyers to make sure that there's certain things in it that will not lead to litigation.
And they will tell us we can't have certain people in it as well.
I'm prior to that.
But they will say
sometimes-
that this person's got this
So
case.
there's people that are not in our documentary that people have come up to me like, why are they not in
you
the
allowed to name
documentary?
them?
We weren't
No,
allowed to
we're
have
not
them.
allowed to name them.
Really?
But it's
They're quite obvious.
There's people with cases and stuff that.
It's quite obvious
Okay,
There's a
who's not in our documentary because we've got everyone. It's really obvious.
Yeah.
Like who's not in it that should have been in it that we couldn't get them
Because
because
they had a case pending.
or
Yeah.
because they were
Just
accused
because
of
they got-
something
Oh, okay. So
So-
just because they've got a case pending, you can't put them in a documentary?
No.
or they had a case
If it was us, we'd have everybody in it. But the channel says no, you can't.
because it's their brand. They're paying for it,
What
bro.
happens if it goes pear-shaped?
You know, like everyone.
What does that mean?
Yeah, because it's seen as you're
still
promoting
true.
somebody who's a convicted criminal or something, and depending on what the case is, you can't be a channel who this person has caused that much stress to this person or that person, and you're painting them in a great light.
Or it could be a tweet. It could be something you done like they check tweets.
There's a Gary Glitter documentary out there somewhere.
Yeah, but
There
it's
is
probably
a-
critical of it.
Reckon?
Probably not. Maybe it's about what he did.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, but not
about
celebrate-
what he did on Netflix. There's one on
That my
Netflix.
man from what's his name? Jim will fix it. Savile.
Oh yeah, that's it,
There's
Jimmy.
bare things about Savile.
No, but not celebrating it anymore. They'll probably
No.
put it down.
but
There's a
part of it,
Netflix
they always show
documentary.
you what he was doing was great, and then they go into the dark.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's still like, you know, our thing was
The rise and fall.
But,
innit?
so
But
then also,
our
if
thing
you
was-
painting that same artist in a bad way, could that then go out?
No, it's not even about that. It's about actually the tone of our thing was to celebrate BET UK. Their channel brand is celebrating black culture and shining on that light on cultures that like have not been shone a light on yet. And so our show was about celebrating black British music in its fullness in the past 35 years. I mean, there's genres that we missed out. Like there was someone that I was really upset that I missed out, like Sway. Like he called me because I was trying to clear one of his songs. And he called me or sent me a voice note and was really upset. And I was like, you know what, you're right. And there's nothing I can do because I've shot it.
You mentioned in the
Yeah, but I tried to get Sway in it, but I couldn't. And when we tried to shoot him, he wasn't available. And then because he wasn't in it, he was upset. But I was like, yeah, but we tried to shoot you. But I'm trying to clear. I'm in the edit now. I can't, because people like, I remember Chief called me and like, again, these are my older brothers. Like, I love these man. Like remember these man were repping for Africa when I was a youth man in school. So like these men are like superheroes to man. And they were the first people that made it cool to be African, cool to be rapping, cool to be all of these things first before everyone, right? Like it was them, Eddie Caddy were waving that flag before everyone, yeah? And so for me, like for Sway to be voice noting me from Ghana or like sending me a message upset, and so upset that he's got his brethren Chifa to call me as well. I'm like, you know what, I felt so bad, but there was nothing I can do. But I did mention him, but he felt like he should have had a proper, do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Which is fair, like, you know, and there's so many people that would be disappointed in the way that we handled their narrative and that thing. But ultimately, like, we tried the best that we can based on people's availability. Do you get? Because it wasn't like I didn't reach out to him before, my team didn't reach out to him before, but it is what it is, man. But yeah, we got the RTS nomination, and then hopefully the BAFTA comes in as well.
Sick.
Man.
It's just ambition, innit? Like, you know, it might never happen, but you know what? Why not? But Slim, do you know what? One thing though, slightly, you see, like there's like bare grime documentaries that I've made. Yeah, they don't mention East Collection. How do you feel?
Do you know what it is? I feel like with all with everything, it's about what you're doing now. You know, history is told by the people who are current now. You know, and they're gonna tell a story that they can see that reflects what's going on now. Because I see it in everything. I see it in music. I see it in acting. I see it in football. It's in everything. Like, if you're not acting, so if you was popping 10 years ago, and then you're not really doing anything now, people change the history of things. So people will talk about grime and all these documentaries, and they won't talk about all the crews who were there, like the East Connection. There was loads of people, like the Morph. There's so many people.
I've only ever in grime docs, yeah, seen they talk about Rough Squad, Road Deep, Nasty Crew, no one else.
Yeah, because I would say those documentaries, you got to see who's behind them. What's the source? Who's doing them? You know, because like I said, it's relationships. People are going to be speaking to people who are currently, and those names have gone on to do big things. Road Deep, obviously, Wiley, Dizzy, they've had huge members, Target, you know. The Target, people who have done huge things and are still current today. Rough Squad, they've got foundations, they had Tinchy Strada. You're talking about crews that have had people who's elevated to the next level. So they're always going to get a mention. You know, they're always going to be at the forefront of something. But there's crews who are amazingly and very big at that time who are nowhere to be seen today.
Why do you think, yeah, with your crew, yeah, from back then, yeah, who
was Foundation East Connection first?
Yeah.
Who was East Connection? Who was in the East Connection?
The thing is, the original East Connection was like, it was Major Ace's crew, R.I.P. Major Ace and us, because Major Ace was a part of Pay As You Go, and he saw Wiley go off and do Road Deep. So, you know, everybody wants to have their own crew, and they saw how successful it was. And Ace was our friend. He was like generally our friend, and we hanged out with him and partied. So, and if you see the thing, like when people talk about Road Deep and all, they're friends. Their man would hang out in Limehouse. They were rolling.
Jammed on their estate.
They were friends anyway. It wasn't like, I'll pick you. Obviously, there's new members that come in and come out, but the core of it was friends. And when you're in a crew with your real friends, it's easier because you'll be with each other anyway. So Major Ace was like, let's do this East Connection thing. We had Major Ace, we had Precious. I don't know if you guys remember Precious. It's like, Precious MC. He wasn't in Page You Go, but he was an old school garage MC.
Okay.
And we had God's Gift would dip in and out when he decided he wanted to be in it, and he would decide he wouldn't be. We had Jukimondo, Demon, Lady Fury.
That's a strong team.
Napa. Napa.
But he was second wave.
Yeah, Napa, Shizzle.
Because Napa and Shizzle. Yeah, because Napa and Shizzle was in some next crew, Triple B Military.
Yeah.
They're from around here, innit? Yeah, remember them?
Napa, Shizzle. And then the list went on. Then Bashi joined us. That one.
It wasn't from East.
No. Do you know what? The thing about
West Connection.
Do you know the thing? No, but do you know what? He was really tight with Ace, and Ace really believed in Bashi before anyone. He's like, this guy is going to be amazing, and he's kind of A&R'd him and saw him. He's like, no, he's got to be with us.
Was it an issue having Bashi in the crew, even though
do you know what?
East as well?
No, do you know what? I always hated the name East Connection because I always knew that even if you liked us and you wasn't from East, you wouldn't say you liked us.
Because it's East Coast.
Because it's like, remember it was an East thing, a North thing, a South thing, a West thing. And I was like, it was a dumb name because straight away you've got Nasty Crew, just Nasty Crew, Road Deep is just Road Deep. You got all these other crews.
You man are repping the whole of East.
You're repping East, so automatically, unless South man is not going to really say I roll with East Connection. Do you understand? So for me, back thinking now, I'm just like, that's just a nut thing to do. But we were gassed and we thought we were the shit. And a lot of grime was from East, and we were running grime. East London was the heart of grime, so we didn't really care. But yeah, now seeing all these documentaries, yeah, you know what, I do think it's wrong. And people could say that to me, like we did a documentary and I hardly had any East Connection members in it. So it's like, it's the same thing, innit? Like, I did a documentary and I was in East Co, and I've had Diesel, I had a few people in it, but I didn't have the whole of them, because it's just about what are you doing now, you know? And it's sad to say that, but sometimes the people who start this and sometimes the people who put the cement down and build the bricks ain't always the people who reap everything from it, who get the flowers. And I was falling into that
No,
trap.
but it's what they say. They say pioneers get killed, settlers get rich.
A lot of people who are pioneers, or we call them pioneers, and say they started this and they started that, and they're complaining and then this and that. I just feel like, why you like get up and do something now? Like you can't dip in something and dip out. So for me, example, yeah, I was a grime DJ. I was into grime. I was heavily in that scene, and I got to a stage in my life where I wasn't loving it anymore, and I wasn't doing it, and I dipped out. And when I dipped out, it blew. But bro, like I can't be.
It's not nobody's fault.
It's not no one's fault. No one told me to dip out. When all them man kept on going, they got what they kept on going for. They got the reward. So you can't sit back and be like angry. Wow, them man are there, and you dipped out.
No, I'm not angry.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying for my example. Like a lot of times when I hear people complaining, they're angry at their situation, and they're trying to take it out on everybody else. Like go and make yourself pop. Bust yourself, bro. But you can't wait, bro. Like me and him are here because we're working. We had bare L's, but we're working.
Know what I wanted to ask you, yeah, because like, I've heard your name. You're probably consistently grinding.
Yeah. They don't see the grind.
Day,
do you know what it is?
It's
like when people come to me like, oh, you're killing it. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're doing this. You done it. I'm like, I'm 20 years in deep in this. Yeah. Like the knowledge, the things I know, the things I've seen, the stuff. Like when I see people telling something, I'm like, you're lying. Like I know you. Like I know you're lying. I know everything you're saying is a lie, but you know what? Sometimes in life, I'm like, you know what? Be quiet. Because if you speak, it looks like hate. Because you're not where those people are, or you're not doing what you're doing. Do your thing.
Yeah.
And when you're dead, like, no one will mention you until they see that you deserve your flowers. Like, if I wasn't making movies, basketball, doing all the moves, like still in the arena, like it'll be like, oh, he's washed, he's old school, them man are washed. But because I reinvent myself and I keep myself close to my ear close to the ground, and I'm listening, I'm seeing what's going on, I can see things, I'm forever reinventing myself, keeping doing it. I'm still in the game, I'm still hungry. I feel like your question is like challenges. There's challenges every day. There's problems every day. But man just jumps over them. Man keeps their circle small. You can't really penetrate our circle. We're not really out there like that. When we are out, we're at our own things. And I'm an OG in this because I know the game. I've seen it. I've seen people be massive. I've seen them drop. So when God's blessing us with it and he's giving us these moments, I'm just staying normal with it. Because at the end of the day, it's like, it could be here today, it could be gone tomorrow. And that's how I just pivot through the things. What our next wave is going to be mad, and the wave after that's going to be mad, because we plan, our business structure plans a year ahead. So we will do all the work this year and it will all drop next year. And then next year, when it's all dropping, we're doing all the work for the following year. We always plan like that. So it seems like we're forever doing stuff. Oh, the basketball, this, a party, they dropped a documentary, they dropped this, they dropped that, they drop a film, they dropped this. We haven't done a film in 5 years. But we've been so active in those 5 years, it makes everything that's around us still pop. People think the intent was like yesterday. The first intent was 8 years ago.
Close to a decade, you know.
That's how
2016.
And we made it in 2014.
So it's definitely like, it's like 9 years old to
It's
us.
9 years old. But because we've been active so much in those 9 years, People speak to me about
People
the
like intent money. I'm like, that's so old. Like, you so,
Years ago.
if only.
Mad.
If only.
What is the next wave though? Can you let us know what's
think the
coming?
next
I like documentaries for you.
Do you know what? Do you know what?
I think it's really good.
Do you know what? The next wave, like, will definitely, like, we've got a couple of documentaries. Have we got documentaries? I feel like, yeah, we've got a documentary. We've got a couple. Yeah, so we're working on a couple, and then we're working on. I want to make US films. You know this. Like, I've been talking to you about this a lot, and like, you know, I've been going to America a lot as well. I want to make like a couple. I want to make. We're attached to like 4 American films to direct.
big ones.
Like, and there's 2 of them that, you know, one of them we're likely to do this year. Like, maybe another one we're pushing to do this year. But like, we're attached to quite a few American films. I really want to make that step because, like, and when people are like, are you gonna leave for America? Nah, like, it's like you play in the Premiership and people are like, do you want to play in the Champions League? I want to play in the Champions League. Like, even if I get to the group stage, it's later than the Premiership. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, going to America is just the next phase of leveling up in my career.
I've got a documentary that I want you to touch on because you're in the scene and because you're heavy in the culture. You're heavily.
Say this on camera.
Yeah.
Someone might steal it.
No, but it's
I might steal it.
but there's been people that we know that have done documentaries on the same thing, and one buses and one doesn't for whatever reason. One's got the correct info and one hasn't. But there was a story that I read today, and it's been about for years, this particular topic. And obviously social media has enhanced it. So there was a story about a guy who unfortunately lost his life in a honey trap sting where a girl saw his lifestyle on social media, saw that he had a couple watches, befriended him, you know, went to meet him and set him up to get robbed. I think he date raped him or something like that, or gave him a drug to whatever else. Drug didn't work. A couple other man them landed. Unfortunately, he lost his life. That's one thing. The other thing is, this was all over what they didn't realize were fake watches, which makes the case even more sadder that somebody lost his life over something that is actually worthless. And it's just this thing about people feeling the need to, I don't know, have fake goods, whether it's watches or clothing. They get kind of validation from people on social media that they don't know, you know, and it's just like, the important, is this really an important part of culture, or is it something else that's pushing this narrative that we need to go down the luxury goods road to kind of prove that we are successful, or you know, look at my lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've had these conversations over the years, but it's like, is anything changing? Is it worth a documentary or a deeper conversation?
You could probably make a film, like, you know, there was a film called Honey Trap. Do you remember that film?
I watched it. There's 2 of them. I watched them the other day again.
There's a Lucian in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think?
Do you know what, the internet is a dangerous place, and materialistic things. You know, the thing about materialistic things, everyone's flossing. It's not just, we make out like, me and him spoke about this yesterday. It's not just black people who floss. Everyone's flossing. You know, I've got Asian friends. They got big whips. They got the watches. You know, I've got white friends who are super rich, who are successful. They got their watch. They got their car. It's just the environments where other people, where we are. And the sad thing about that story is that it's greed. You know, the guy's got the watch. Obviously, we found out now it's a fake watch, but that's somebody else's jealousy saying that I'm going to go and take this guy. That initiated that. He's got 2. We're going to set him up and we're going to go and take that. You know, and I've been a person who's always cautious about what I show online or what I speak about. You don't know if I've got money or not. You know, you might think, oh yeah, that man I got my own. No, you might see 1, 2 things, but
I think the Lambo's a given.
No, but you know, the thing is, it's just like it's a thin line between love and hate. You know, like the guy, what made him feel that he needed to show that he's got 2 watches that he hasn't, because they're fake. So there's an issue there. That's the pressure of the internet. That's him, or that could be the pressure of where he.
For me as well, there's a little bit of mental health there as well.
No,
because,
100.
Because you know, for you to feel that you need to create a lie,
which led to him getting killed.
Yeah, but to give off a fake image of yourself.
But what about if that lie was giving him stuff that his normal life wasn't? It probably was. That's probably another thing. He probably is attracting type of females that he would have never attracted.
Oh no, I know man that have.
Because I've heard man that tell me they love stunting, and they told me that when you're stunting, you don't have to do no talking.
I've got a guy.
Stunting does the talking for you.
I've got a guy. Yeah, that's his money's long.
Yeah,
his jewels is ridiculous. Like he would just go and rent 2 Rolls Royces, a black one and a white one. So one man, you know, when he's in Miami, and he's done the mad 50, 60, 70 racks on the table. And he goes, one night, he just couldn't be bothered. So he's gone into the same club. And the same girls that he saw the night before that was drinking off alcohol, because he hasn't got a table. And you know, Miami, LA, it's a tables thing. Because he hasn't got a table, he just posted up here and there.
They're not interested.
He got so mad.
Probably bought 2 tables, didn't it?
Yes! He went and got a mad table. I was like, and he goes, right, it's really this deep. And I suppose, if you can portray that lifestyle,
it's mad as well, because I feel like although like people have always done crime to gain, I feel like
that's crazy.
Back in the day, it was like there was times when crime was a necessity. Like we're poor, we're broke out here, so we gotta do whatever it is. Now it's just a floss. Not just, but majority of crime is to look better than.
You can't be doing crime and then you're wearing £1,200 jeans.
You know what I'm saying?
You're not poor.
You're not poor. You're not doing it to feed your family or help your mom. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it just because you want to look sick on the ground.
Also, what we were saying earlier is about if you do steal someone's watch and it's worth 20 grand, what are you going to get for it when you sell it? You're doing all of that. You're going to put yourself through all this stress to get that watch and then sell it for what? You're lucky if someone buys it for 5 grand. You're lucky if someone buys it for 5 grand. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I can't see. To me, you're an idiot if you're going to buy stolen goods, stolen jewels like that, because you don't hold the value without the paperwork.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So you're better off getting a job.
The sad thing about that is the girls are there's pure evil, and you didn't need to kill him in it, or whatever way
they date drugged him.
You didn't need to do that.
And then apparently it wasn't working properly, so they called like the 2 guys they were with, and the guys came and they stabbed him in the thigh, and then he bled out.
The thing is, to me, it's always ridiculous because it doesn't even add up. The numbers don't add up.
So they're splitting like 1 Rolex, 2 Rolex to 4 people.
You get what I'm saying? If you're talking about millions, I can understand why some people take the risk, but people are taking the risk over stupidness. Money that could pay the rent for a couple months, if that.
There's so many lives destroyed over
something that wasn't even there in the first place. 'Cause it was phony.
Yeah, I mean, do you like? Obviously, I'm with Femi. I chatted to Femi.
Yeah.
Probably not as much as you do, but so I see his and there's certain times where the way this brother moves, like I've trimmed him today. Man's in Miami tomorrow, but said nothing. Then he's over there.
It's boring after a while, though. Say that.
No, but then as far as the gram's concerned,
it's lifestyle.
Man's in a Rari. Then he's on a private boat. Then he's rubbing shoulders with this one and that one, and it's like, do you consciously make an effort to be like, let me not post that? Or
we don't
I'm
post.
in the whip.
But the thing is,
not
there's
post.
half the stuff
we don't post
that I do.
You don't post.
What's bad? The thing is, there's certain times, there's things. You see, like when I'm in Miami, when I was in Miami, I post when I was back home. Because people will message me and say, "Oh, I'm in Miami. Do you want to link up?" I'm like, I left. Like, because there's other things, other times where I don't even post at all, because I'm just like,
it's too lit.
It's too much. Like, it's too loud. Like, it's just, it's like, you know what? Like,
it's too loud.
It's too loud, bro.
Because
Do you know what it is? I just feel like people going through a lot. Like part of my work allows me to be able to travel. I remember like it's weird. There was a period in my life here. One of my friends used to travel all the time. And I remember I prayed to God. You know when someone's doing something lit, I always just pray, yeah? Rather than be jealous, yeah? Pray to God. I'm like, God, I really wish my work could allow me to travel. Because at the moment, I would love to see the world, but actually, the only way I get to do it is when I go on holiday. But if there was a way for my work to allow me to travel, that would be sick because I'll get to... I remember like literally... So when I'm traveling now, it's like, yeah, that's answered prayers. Like, but ultimately, it's still like... For other people, they get to go away only during the Christmas holiday or only for a holiday and blah, blah, blah and all of that stuff. Like, best believe when I'm unless I'm on holiday with my family, it's a work trip. Yeah. And I might just show you the litness and stuff and be like, oh, I'm doing this, did it. But literally, half the time it's a work trip. Like, we're doing, what I'm not showing you, because it's kind of boring, is that I've done like 6 meetings in one day. Like there's no one's seen that. And also, what do I take a picture of? The guy that I'm having a meeting with. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like it's a bit difficult to portray the aspects of my work that is not as exciting.
Even that's kind of what we're talking about. He's like, I could take a picture of me sitting at this table with a notepad and a pen.
Well, that's not lit. That's boring.
Nicky, but that's boring. They don't want to see that. The numbers are going to be like.
So isn't that what social media is for then? Just to post.
No, it's highlights. It's for highlights.
It's a highlight reel.
No, remember, it's a highlight reel. And so me posting me and my... Like, we've done other stuff. I'm just like, you know what, I can't even post that. Stuff really and truly, the stuff I'm posting is really to make fun of Nicky. Like, where are you, bro? You were supposed to be here.
We're trolling each other. We're trolling
it. After, Nicky's at football, like, our brethren sending... They're all in a box. My brethren's sending me a video saying, where are you? But it's not our box, it's our brethren's box. You know, one of those ones there, like, on our brethren's like, Femi, where are you? But it's just really...
it's true.
Everything really is an inside joke sometimes, to each other and to with the people that we're with, like, because we're always just drawing each other out. But then
that's true.
But then sometimes we do that privately and sometimes we do that on the gram. But like, it does look mad, and I just feel like at the end of the day, like, I worked really hard to get to the position I was in. There was a time in my life that I couldn't. No, there was a time in my life where I couldn't. Like, you know what? There's been times, one of my brethren lived in New York for a year, but I wasn't in the financial position to wait. Like, I felt like it was a waste of money for me to pay for that flight to go and see him because I didn't have disposable income like that. I just couldn't. Like, do you get what I'm saying? There's been times like one of my brethren got married in Jordan. Like, she was like, what, aren't you coming to do? I couldn't afford it. Like, I just couldn't take my peas and do, like, I just didn't have the room in my budgets to be able to do that.
And he's not in the streets, you know. I think a lot of time we take street mentality into our workplace.
Yeah.
We're working, like, this is our job. We're not selling drugs.
Yeah.
We're not banging guns. Like, we're legit people who make a legit earning of our lives for our lives and our families. So if we want to do something nice and we want to put it on the gram, it's not us showing off. It's not, but this is what we're doing. But there's times we couldn't do that. So if we want to be happy about that, you know, we should be able to do that
and
freely.
Also, you want to see the stuff I don't post. Oh my gosh. Litness. But
I hear you. I just think in general, like, we live in this social media world where everybody's looking at what everybody else is doing, and we all get a bit of jealousy, and we all get, there's things that I see and I think, rah, I wish I was there all the time. Me and him have conversations and he's like, bro, like, we just do our own one, or we just do this or we do that. Like, it's just time.
Femi's always like, that's his slogan.
That's what you have to. But you have to create your, you know what, you have to uplift. And also when I hear my brethren like, oh no, like, why did they do that? I'm like, no, man, because I always really, you see the way my brain works, it's always like trying to break down the mechanics of stuff, right? So if I see something that I really like, I try to figure out how it was made, how it was created, how much money I need to do it. Like, then it makes it attainable, because then I then break down what I need to get that money, or get that access, or get that. And so everything in my head, I can do anything. And so when I see something I love, or my brethren are like, oh, that's lit, or you're on the phone to me, or we're talking about something, I'm like, no, but Ace, you could do that though.
And sometimes, a lot of the times, you're feeling left out of things, or you want to do things. Sometimes it's never even about you. Like you always like. So I feel like everyone thinks the world's against them. Or this person doesn't rate me, or that person's not feeling it. Bro, why do you care? Like that, and half the time they're not even thinking about you. They're not like it's. Sometimes you think people are not feeling you or feeling your movement. Someone said something, or sometimes they're not feeling you. But why does it matter? Like you can't please everyone. Like you can't be everyone's friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what did that guy say to us without saying his name? He said sometimes
he said people sometimes people love what you do, but they don't like love you.
That's it.
That is powerful.
Yeah. And that's and people are allowed.
People can love what you do,
but they don't have
not
to
love you.
They don't have to love what you personally. They can rate your movement.
I needed that today. Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just feel like
I really did that.
no, but that's funny.
But it's true though.
You know what? Our times we don't want to drag out. Slim, what? Obviously, I've been onto you to DJ for years. Like, why you don't do DJ? Why don't you produce? I know, like, you're doing that next. Tell us why.
Do you know what? It's just like, why not? Like, God bless me with a talent, and I love music. I love making music. I love DJing. It's just a part of it was just laziness and doing something for so long. Do you know what it is? I just feel like I'm in a better position. I can DJ now and not care, not to sound like bossy, but I'm not chasing a promoter to book me because I need that money.
Yeah.
I'm playing because I want to play and I enjoy it and I want to bun down the dance and I want to make music because I love music and I enjoy it. I'm not chasing that as a full-time career.
Do you feel like at a time you were the reason you stopped doing it was because you were resentful because you didn't have the success that you wanted to have?
No, do you know what it was? I stopped DJing literally because it became a time where music wasn't paying a lot of DJs. Like unless you was like the number one DJ, like for example, like an EZ, or you was on radio, you had a full-time job. As relying on DJing work every week wasn't just sustainable at a time when I was DJing and I became a dad, and it was just something that I had to figure out in life. How am I going to sustain paying for my life and my daughter's life? And it just had to life just got serious. And that makes you make decisions that, you know what, I have to put this on the back burner. And music changed. Like I grew up, grime wasn't the thing that I loved. I was a grime and garage DJ. That music kind of declined. And where you're in a space where do you go from here? And you launch on your other skill sets. And for me, that was important. And now looking back, now I feel happy within myself and in my situation. And just loads of opportunities are coming to me. People ask me all the time, oh, I would love to book you. I love to do this, love to do that. And I'm just like, why not? You know, sometimes you got to put down something, master something else. And then the thing that you're really good at, it will come to you.
Go on.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
To come back when you like it, because there was times when I was DJing, I hated it.
Yeah.
The music was there. I just wasn't feeling the crowd that I was in front of. Promoters are all pussies.
See what I'm saying?
But I still got to do it because that's what I do, innit? So to be able to leave it and come back when you like it is a blessing. So
no, thank you. And I just think that's him. I think, and you was on my case as well. He's like, why are you not like?
No, it just seemed mad.
You know, it helps the empire.
You know what's mad? It's mad to me, like, and people say it to me about acting as well. But again, like, that's not even something that I've ever stopped doing. But I just, almost like him, I just realized that actually, in order to make more money, it would be better for me to do the business of filmmaking and to get on the business side, because it's quicker. It'll be quicker than trying to win the lottery of acting, because acting is a lottery. You don't get to act because you want to act. You win the lottery of an audition and then you get to act. Whereas actually, if I understand the business, I can almost like, I could get a job in a production. I don't do that because I have my own production company. I do my own things. But like, I could just like get a job anytime. People offer me jobs all the time because I gave myself those skill sets. But if I didn't have those skill sets, I wouldn't have those opportunities available to me. But I just feel like it's, for me, it just seems wild that you can do something, you've got a skill set. It's like, I get on to you, why are you not doing shows? Why are you not doing comedy? Because I just think, when I see people that are naturally gifted at stuff, like, I'm a fan of talent, innit?
Yeah.
Proper fan, like of like people that I think are sick, like, and I'm like it blows my mind when I see people like, if I'm like, but Lee, why are you not doing shows? Oh, because, you know, like, I can't be doing, but to me, it seems mad because for some people to do what you do, it's not even natural to them. Whereas like, it's natural to you. It's like your God-given gift. And I'm just there like, no, you need to, let's go, let's do something. Even if it's like little things or like little, we create little arenas for you to be able to express those skills. I'm very passionate of like, in a way, fanning other people's skill sets and like encouraging other people in their paths, man.
And the way I'm going to approach it, like, I'm getting back into DJing and making music and stuff. It ain't going to be a thing, oh, you're going to see me at every rave. I'm not doing that. I'm going to be selective. I'm going to put on my own nights. It's going to be an experience. I'm going to put on a whole production. I'm going to invite the people, have a DJ full of friends that I respect and I like. And it's just maybe, I might do my one party once a month and you might only see me DJ at that. It's not going to be, I'm going to be out every weekend because I've did that and done that many years ago and it's not a space I would want to be back in. But I'm doing it for fun. It's because I'm enjoying it and I like it and it's something I want to do. It's not because I have to do it and it's like I need to do this. I think that it'll be more enjoyable like that. And if I do it and I'm like, nah, it's not for me anymore, I'll just...
Have you always been DJing at home then?
Yeah, on and off.
Yeah.
Like these things, like, do you know what it is? It's natural to me, but DJing has changed because of technology. So I had to buy all the technology that everyone is doing. And that was another thing as well. When it changed, when DJing changed and it became about all this new technology and I've just got decks and records and it became all these other things and it just kept on moving on. If you're not financially in that space to have that technology around you, now you can get a controller for £300, like a cheap one. It's not too bad. But when it first changed over, Ace, it was a massive... Yeah, it was a massive transition as well from having your music. Like I'm used to picking up my vinyl. You need, bro. I was just like, nah, I'm out. Like I'm out. But I'm back in at the right time.
But yeah, thank you, man.
No, thank you for having me, guys. It's always a pleasure.
Okay, guys. All right, cool. We're done. What another episode, guys. Rate, subscribe, comment. Subscribe is important, actually. Hit subscribe on YouTube. The followers are going up. We want more, man. So subscribe on YouTube. Tell your peoples to as well.
We need to get 5K.
We want to get to 5K.
Like, I don't know, by end of April. Help us.
We can do that.
I don't know. We can put it out there, innit?
Why not?
Come on,
I think
man.
we're
Of course
what,
you go.
3 and something?
Free point something.
3 point something. Let's get to 5K end of April. Or
I think if Damon tells every person he cuts hair to subscribe, I'm sure you get to 5K. Because I know he's trimming a lot of heads.
And you know, my mum was doing the maths on the David haircuts yesterday. And so I pulled up to my mum's house here. Like, let me finish on this. Sorry, production team. Sorry. Last story. So I pulled up at my mum's house here 9:30 yesterday in the morning. So I've called her when I'm downstairs. I'm like, Mummy, where are you? She's like, oh, I'm at home. Why? I'm like, I'm coming. She's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm downstairs. She's like, you're downstairs in my house? I'm like, yeah. So she opens the door for me. I'll go in. She's like, oh, because I had to go post office to collect something for her. I was like, oh, so you've been to the post office already? I'm like, yeah. She's like, it's 9:30. She looked at me. She's like, you got a haircut as well? I go, yeah. She goes, what, your barber's open this early? I said, yeah. She said, what, your friend Damon? She knows him, innit? Yeah. She's like, your friend Damon? I'm like, yeah. She's like, that's amazing. You see in this London, if you don't walk, you can't eat till... Look, Baba has been babbering since morning, on a Saturday morning. She's like, now like in her head, she's doing the maths. And then about an hour and a bit later, yeah, she's like, oh, do you want food? I'm like, no. You know Mumsy's like, but she's making me food anyway. She's like, oh, about an hour and a bit later, I'm chilling in the living room, eating food. She's like, so you know your friend has probably cut 10 people's hair, man.
Now the barbers are rich now. The barbers.
She's like, you know your friend has cut, and she's like, he's making loads of money. She's like, what time does he finish on a Saturday? I'm like, I don't know, Mummy.
She wants to be his manager.
Yeah. The barber thing.
Maths in it up.
No, it's amazing.
We're watching your money.
All right, guys, subscribe. We'll be back, man. Peace.